Ladies, you have got to move in silence while you're on this feminine journey. And I'm just going to give it to you straight today. Not everyone wants to see you elevate. Not everyone wants to see you glow up. And as you can see from some of the comments, there are still a lot of women out there who reject the idea of women being feminine. That just goes to show you how masculinity has been threaded deeply into the fabric of our culture. With all of the stigmas and stereotypes pinned against us as Black women before we even open our mouths, we still have this privilege at our fingertips, and I am teaching you how to tap into it and benefit from it. Yet we still have women out there who think that because they watch their mother and their grandmother break their backs their whole lives, that is what they need to do as well, and that is just absolutely absurd for women to be receivers and not to play the man's role. It's like everyone loves a feminine woman, a classy woman, a woman who takes care of herself. However, people won't accept what it takes to get there. And the truth is, none of this happens overnight. It is a commitment. It is something you work at day in and day out until it becomes second nature. I mean, sure, the case may be a little different for those of us who were taught to be feminine at a young age and groomed by our mothers, but for the majority of us, this was not the case. But ladies, this is why I stress that you need to move in silence. When you keep your mouth shut, you'll find yourself receiving all of these gifts, compliments, upgrades that you did not request, acts of service. But as soon as you tell someone that you've actively been working on your femininity and cultivating it and taking steps to reach it, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Then it's frowned upon, right? People are not going to like the fact that you are changing, that you are elevating, that you are stepping out of the cultural norm. And by you opening your mouth, you're basically handing them the blueprint to attack. The natural instinct of a low-value woman is to attack a feminine woman's self-esteem and try to lower her value as well. The low-value woman may do this in order to stop the feminine woman from receiving her privilege, maybe to stop her from attracting a high-value man, maybe to stop her from receiving the majority of the attention. Whatever the case is, there are many reasons that low-value women do this, but the most common strategy that's used is by projecting their insecurities through bullying you, through backhanded compliments, through hurtful remarks, and just overall passive aggressiveness. However, if you are very feminine and you are really a threat to them, it may just turn into full-blown aggressiveness. They will hate the fact that you are stepping out of the masculine cultural norm, and they will try to sabotage you back into masculinity. You know, the saddest part is the majority of the time this will come from your closest friends and family members. This will come from your cousins, your aunties, your best friends, your co-workers. They will often try to compete with you. They will try to outdo you, or they will try to hinder your journey altogether. And this especially goes for those who still live at home or live in a toxic environment. Ladies, there is wisdom in silence. It is not your job to seek their validation and approval. You have to learn how to build yourself up, to nourish your mind, to work on your body. Stop waiting for other people to pick you up when you know it's time for you to pick yourself up. Stay consistent. Stay committed to your journey. You have to learn how to invest into your life, into your mind, and you will start to see yourself transforming. Wake up earlier, change your habits, get your finances in order. Do whatever you need to do so that you can stay committed. Get yourself right and stop thinking that you need someone else's approval. You have to make this commitment to yourself. Now, I want to mention that on top of moving in silence, there is just a different level of respect that you get when you lay low, you build in silence, and then you come back reinvented. Artists, musicians, celebrities are notorious for this. A prime example is Beyonce and her Lemonade album. She literally worked in silence for over a year and came back with arguably her most greatest masterpiece of all time. The reason that they move this way is not just to add shock value, but it's to keep out the critics and the negativity. Subconsciously, the opinions of others sometimes penetrates our mind, whether you want to believe it or not, and we start carrying these doubtful self-beliefs. But when you are working so hard on building your image, your legacy, your empire, you have no room to waver, because wavering causes you to waste time. Your feminine journey should be like your baby, like a pregnancy. When you are newly pregnant, especially with your first child, you don't really announce it until after the first trimester. Then once you're positive that this baby is going to make it, you start letting your bump show and you start speaking on it here and there, and you basically just let the bump speak for itself. You never know who's secretly jealous, who's resentful, who's preying on your downfall. You never know who's planning on making your life miserable. Feminine women, we are the minority as of now, and you need to understand that it comes with our own set of challenges. So just know this and move accordingly. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Until then, I'll see you in my next one, and stay feminine. Mwah.